The term hostile takeover is being kicked around after Elon Musk announced plans to purchase Twitter for $54.20 per share, or $43.5 billion in total. More info on this, Brent Wilsey from Wilsey Asset Management is joining us. Hey, Brent, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about this. It sure seems like Musk realized that a board position would just tie him down, and now he's moving even more aggressively.
Yeah, kind of changed his tune to where he wants to buy the whole company, and what he's doing is a hostile takeover. Now, what that is that's where the board does not want to play games. They do not want to be taken over. So what he has to do is actually force the board to do it. Right now, the board is they are kind of meeting to see, okay, do they want to do this? Now, this can take a few days before they come back with an answer. A couple of examples of other hostile takeovers would be Kraft Heinz, Kraft Foods. They took over Canberry a few years ago. Also to InBev, who took over the American company Budweiser also a few years ago. How that ended was both raised their bid from the current price. So a hostile means the board does not want to do it, company does not want to play ball, but Musk, he wants to take the company over.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he sort of has a history of this as well, right? Because, I mean, he sort of did a similar thing with Tesla back in the day. Is that correct?
He does. I mean, he's a very interesting person. He seems to get bored and wants to do these things. He's fighting with the SEC. He's got these other companies. He's dealing right now with, Tesla. He's got SpaceX. He's doing the what is it, the Starlink thing. This man seems like he does not sleep. He constantly wants to do things, and it's amazing what he does. And I am curious if he does get through with this Twitter private company, how he's going to handle all these other companies and all the things he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you talked a little bit there about how Twitter is sort of huddling at this point to try and figure out what to do next. Can you read the tea leaves at all here and maybe see what approach they're going to take, and then obviously what Musk is going to do in the long run?
Sure. I mean, Twitter has some options if they don't want to take the offer, which I don't think they will. The stock had a high around $77 a share a couple of years ago, so I think they're going to reject this offer. But if Musk continues to push, what the board can do is they do what they call a poison pill. Now, what this is, there's a couple different ones they can use. One is called a crown jewel offense. And what this is where they sell the top assets. And in Twitter's case, it would be their intangible assets so that the company is no longer profitable or worthwhile buying. The more popular one is called a golden parachute. Now, this is where they give the top executives big bonuses, big stock options, all these things, so that if they're fired from the company has to come up with all this money. So these prevent many times the hostile takeover, because a person coming in does not want to pay all this extra money. It many times ruins the deal.
That's really interesting. I mean, and you were mentioning all the different companies that he has, the juggling he would have to do with it. But let's be honest. I mean, Elon Musk has been able to create those companies into juggernauts in their specific industries. So wouldn't Twitter look at this and go, hey, what an opportunity for our company to be taken on to its next chapter?
I don't think so, because the board has to do its best for the shareholders. And again, the share price of $54.20, it's not a great deal. And I do have to mention, he said, that's my first and final offer. That's said all the time by people trying to acquire companies. Now, what Musk can also do, if the board doesn't want to play ball with him, he can go directly to the shareholders and do what's called a tender offer, saying, hey, shareholders, come to me. I'll give you $54.20. I'm going to build this company with you. Let's go around the board. You can also do what's called a proxy fight, and this is very expensive. It takes more time, but this is where he goes again to the shareholders to try to get the board replaced, to get a board in there that he can work with.
Now, as someone that watches this and studies all of it, I mean, is it fascinating a little bit for you just because he is such an unpredictable personality in a situation like this?
It really is very fascinating in the business world, because you see what's going on and what he's doing. It does make Wall Street rather exciting. It is fascinating. Now that I'm glad we're doing this, try to explain to people what's going on, because this is something that movies are made of in the future. So we could see a future movie on this with Musk. And I think someday there'll be a movie about Musk, because he is an incredible man. I don't always agree with him. He does things against the SEC, but he's trying to do this one. He said, not for economic benefit, but for freedom of speech. So you've got to applaud the guy sometimes, but I think he pushes the envelope too hard sometimes.
We've got a lot to watch for as this situation unfolds. Hey, Brent, thanks for stopping by and explaining it all to us. Like you said, there's a lot here, so we thank you for whittling it down.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.